Hi guys, Woodsman500 here, back with another video. Thanks for tuning in. I really enjoy doing these, sitting inside for a night and just doing some reviews, checking them out, just doing a whole bunch of videos, and hopefully getting the information to my viewers about hunting, fishing, outdoors, doesn't matter. Anything you can think of, I've pretty much done it. I've done a lot of reviews, some weird reviews too, don't get me wrong, I've done those, so, I mean, I pretty much do it all, just as long as it has something to do with the outdoors. I love everything, and anything that I can get into. Stay tuned for that. I mean, you're going to see a lot of videos coming up in 2013. And welcome to Fishing Review Month. Kicking it off with something that I've done before. I've talked about it really back in 2010, 2011 when I first came out with my Rapala lure review. I think that's up to 70,000 views. Really ecstatic about that. When I first came out with that video, and I seen how many views it was getting, I should have clued in right away. Do more lure reviews. Do more lure reviews. But it just didn't clue in at the time, and I kind of wanted to go in the more of the survival direction, more of the woods type, the woods craft types thing. So I went over to that, and then I came back to the fishing stuff. But I never did ever do any more lure reviews. So I did some research, came up with a few talking points, watched what other people had came up with for lure reviews, and I was pretty impressed at what I found. Some great guys out there, and if you're watching, I mean, shout out to you guys. I mean, there's too many to name. Just great fellas, and they do some excellent videos. So go check it out, do some research, and you'll be impressed, I guarantee it. Anyways, kicking it off, guys. As I was saying, that Rapala lure review, we're kicking it off. I'm doing another one. I want to do kind of an update video on Rapala lures. When I first came out with that video, I really didn't know a whole lot about fishing. I was kind of just getting into the bass fishing type thing. I hadn't used a whole lot of soft plastics. I was kind of just cluing into what I had to do to really clue into these fish. So I came up with a few talking points there. As always, I always have some talking points if I do a lot of reviews, and you're going to see it this month. Your main page there on YouTube is going to be packed full, because I'm going to just be smashing these out one after another, so stay tuned. So here we go. We're going to get into one of my favorite lures. I'm going to show you my favorite color of it too. Here it is. This is the Rapala floater. I think I said I was going to do the jointed floater, but I think I'm going to do this one first because this is a great lure. So there's one color. I got to zoom in my camera a little bit. So there's one color. That's the classic golden color that you see a lot. This is an amazing color choice. You can see the black back there too. Great lure. Couldn't speak there for a second. Then there's this one. I'm not sure what this is. This is one of their bleeding colors. You can see the VMC red hooks there. Down at the bottom. See the white body, the kind of the bleeding gills, and also see the bib or the bill there is also red. So we'll talk about that color. And then in here, before I keep going, I've used quite a few of the different bleeding colors before, and I really think they're a great choice. And then, last but not least, one of the most well-used ones. This is pretty haggard looking, but this is the silver, the classic silver color that's been out for years and years. Just their classic silver pattern. Another black back on the back there, just regular VMC hooks this time. So I'm going to talk about these three lures, not just these three color choices either. Go on Rapala's website, look up all their different colors for their floaters. This is a number 9 size, I do believe. Like I said, I'll put the link down at the bottom. And let's get cracking. We got a lot to talk about. So first on my talking points is first impressions. Well, first of all, they're very good looking lures. They look really good. Especially this bleeding color here. I think that'd be really attractive to anybody going by. You can see the kind of the stripes there. I mean, just a great color. These ones, not so much, just because they're more plain. So they're not as shiny. They don't catch the eyes much. Don't get me wrong, their looks are really good. When they're in the water, I mean, they look amazing. But from the package point of view, when you're looking at them as a consumer, they might not be your first choice. You might go to this more modern looking one, especially if you're just getting into fishing. But don't pass these up. If you see these, like I said, don't walk away from them, especially if they're on sale, because they are great lures. Scale patterns, you can kind of see the shiny gold flecks in this one. If you get a real nice close up there, you can see it's kind of pattern like. And I already showed you the the zebra like pattern, I'll call it, on this bleeding color here. I do have a red and the orange and black one, and I really like that one too. I don't have one right on the table. And then you see this one. This one's pretty much the same as the gold. All made of balsa, really good quality. The eyes aren't super high quality. They're kind of the older style painted on eyes. Eyes are very important, by the way. They make kind of add a nice touch to the lure. Here's a Rapala popper, soon to be reviewed. You can see the eye detail in there. You can kind of see how it's cupped in and it's kind of dropped in like that. These ones don't go that fancy. They're just kind of painted on, just like that. And I think it serves a purpose for the most part, but it's not as detailed as those other eyes there. And like I said, go on Rapala's website, look at all their different colors. They've got a lot of different colors. I mean, this was one of their first lures, so they do have a lot of different color choices. Just go on there and check them out. Hooks, like I said, these are VMC's hooks right here. VMC is just a great company. Now, they're not as wide gap as some other ones like the KVD, triple grips, but they do serve the purpose. Make sure they're nice and sharp, and change them out when you need to. Here's the red ones here. They don't come feathered or anything on the back either. Here are the red ones here. Nice little look there. You can see the barb. Very nice. The red on these hooks don't last too long in my experience, but they last fairly long, especially on some other some other hook makers. They might not last as long, but they certainly do. Me personally, I'd rather go for the black or just the regular silver hooks. But very nice, very well done. They're really sticky, sharp out of box, and they're really well made. I really like them. I've always said that about Rapala. They always come with sharp hooks out of box. The bill is well placed. I think it's in a good spot. This dives 5 to 9, I think. Go to lens again. Rapala's website is down there, but it's a good, well-made bill. It's fairly thick, so it's going to last a long time. One thing that I will say, how I've broken these Rapalas before, is let's say you get hung up in a tree and you're really tugging on it, you're really getting annoyed. Sometimes it will break off, especially if they're caught up in trees. Another thing is how I fish in a canoe, how I'm always sitting down. I tend to sometimes I hit the side of the canoe, and sometimes these bills do break off, and then I cast it out and I'm realizing this lure isn't really swimming right, and then I bring it in and I realize, yeah, that bill broke off. So just be wary of that. If you hit something really hard with it, or if you get caught up in a tree, just be careful don't to rip that bill off, because they are fairly expensive when we get talking about price. I already said that the depth is about 5 to 7. You can get the really small one. I don't have one right here, but you can get the smaller size. There's one size down from this. I believe it's 7, and then you can get the small size. I find the small one is really hard to cast, but it's good for trout fishing. I'll show you a size comparison here right on my talking points. That's about the size of the Rapala, the small size Rapala, and there you can see that's kind of the medium size one, and then this is the large one. One thing I will say about this size though, with the 3 hooks, the 3 treble hooks, is that they can kind of get hung up with each other. I find that happens a lot of the times, and all you got to do is just unhook them, but them two do get hooked up. But these ones are good. You got lots of clearance there. I just find that's kind of annoying. Sometimes I'll cast out and those two will be hooked together. Not a super huge deal when it comes to looks, but it kind of bothers me a little bit. Materials, like I said, this is balsa, and then you have that wrap that they do. They just kind of wrap the lure with like a plastic coating, and from what I can see here, very tough, very durable. These ones are also very tough and very durable. No difference between these two, by the way, I don't think so. Their coating is very well done. I really like it. The weight's pretty good. They're fairly light lures. They're not as heavy as some other topwater lures. Like I said, just depending on the size, they're going to cast easier or they're going to cast harder. So just keep that in mind when you're throwing these lures out there. If it's a smaller lure, it's going to be a little harder to cast. But with these ones, I find they're decent. That's why I like these sizes. They're not too small, not too big. They're just perfect size. And this is the reason I have so many of this size, is because they're so good when it comes to casting and weight. Overall body length, pretty good. Like I said, go check out the sizes that they offer. This is one of the bigger sizes. I think there's a size or two above this one. All the same color patterns and everything else. Quality, like I said, high quality bodies, high quality materials. That balsa wood is very high quality. The hooks are high quality from VMC. I really like these VMC hooks. So everything from what I can gather is from throwing these lures since I first started bass fishing on my YouTube channel, which is pretty much when I kind of first started. I started a long time ago, back when I was really young, but I don't really remember a whole lot of it. Then I came back into it and I started throwing these lures. So I've been casting these lures for a long time. I have quite a bit of experience on them. Price is a little iffy because they're pretty expensive. Off sale, I think they're like $10, I think. $10, $11. Just depending on where you get it. Down in the States, they're going to be cheaper. Off Cabela's, if you do a big order, yeah, you might get them a little bit cheaper there as well. Availability also, you have to consider. These lures are very available. Like I said, Cabela's, Bass Pro, Canadian Tire, Walmart, all carry them. These lures are very available. You can pick these up pretty much anywhere. And to me, that's important because if I lose a lure, if I happen to, break a line or something, then I can go right to Walmart. If I really want it, I can go right to Walmart, grab one of these off the shelf and go. And there's a lot of Walmarts around, so that's very good. Competitive options, really nothing tops this lure. One thing, I don't have one right on the table. I don't think I do. It's called a Blaze crankbait. And I call that a poor man's Rapala because it's got a rattle in it though. That's the only difference. It casts really good. And I'll show you it in a separate review if you want. Just a little crankbait almost like, but it's pretty much like a Rapala lure. I use it like a Rapala if I don't have any, and I've caught some big fish off that Blaze crankbait. You can also find that at Walmart as well. We'll see if I do a review on it, and if I do, this is definitely a competitive option. You can get either one. The one thing that I will say about those Blaze crankbaits, the hooks are really cheap on them. The body is really good, but they're really cheap. I mean, you can get, I don't know, like 5 lures for the price of one of these. 5 of those Blaze crankbaits for the price of one of these. So, just depending on the quality level. Really, if I was given choice, Blaze crankbait, Rapala topwater floater, this one right here, because the quality level is so good. As you can see, take a look at that. I mean, there's bite marks on it and everything, and let me tell you, I've caught some fish off this one. See, it's all scratched up there. Still kicking though, and it's still a really good lure no matter what anybody says. It just brings me back to my childhood, way back in Woodsman 500, way back, I mean, to when I first started doing fishing videos. So, kind of a little chunk of history for you guys. I mean, heck, I've been using these lures forever. And you've seen me use them, you've seen me catch some fish off them before. So, Woodsman 500 here. Stay tuned, guys. Lure fishing review month's just getting started, just kicking off. Stay tuned. There's going to be a lot more reviews to come. I can't wait. This is going to be a fun month for me. So stay tuned. Here we go.